Once again, I have returned live from the wastelands of the internet. It is I, the Nomad, bringing you the news of the week. Well, digging on one side will cause issues. I agree with that. I hope that your dogs are all right. Uh, the cleanup after a storm is always a pain in the ass. Luckily, we have not had a lot of how do I say this issues when it comes to that for the moment. We have not had any snow. Of course, here in the desert lands of the wastelands, we don't get a lot of snow. We do once in a blue moon, but we don't get a lot. But we have news. We have news. Let's get started, shall we? NATO and Ukraine to hold emergency talks after Russia's hypersonic missile attack. Oh, no. NATO and the Ukraine are set to hold emergency talks after Russia attacked a military facility in the central Ukrainian city of Dnipro, all right, using an experimental hypersonic ballistic missile. NATO and Ukraine are to hold emergency talks on Tuesday next week after an attack with an intermediate range Orshechnik missile hit a military facility in central Ukraine. The event was an escalation, which Poland's Prime Minister Donald Tusk said is entering a decisive phase, taking on a very dramatic dimension. It is nearly 33 months in duration. President Russian President Vladimir Putin said in a televised address on Wednesday that the missile attack was in response to the Ukraine using longer range missiles capable of striking further into Russian territory, which has been provided by the US and Britain. Putin has also claimed that no one in the world has such weapons. We have such weapons as hypersonic intermediate. All right, let's stop the nonsense and let's start cutting to the chase. Okay. Yeah, heavy snow with rain, and that's what causes the real heavy snow. Makes it very. Oh, what I mean by heavy, I mean talking density, not just amounts. But it can be a real problem and be the cause of a lot of issues. All right, but let's get to the chase with this going on with what's going on. Hello, FB. Come on in. You're welcome, sir. You are welcome to come in. Hop on, please. I would appreciate you to join us. Yes, we are going to talk in a strange accent. Uh, please come on in. I do not see you yet. Uh, but anyway, I will continue with uh, with my commentary right now. Look, what is this really all about? Okay, I'm stopping. I'm not talking like that. There, you happy? Are you happy? I'll even put your icon up just so you're there. There you go. Come on in, please. Come on in and play.
About
Welcome, sir.
hello, miss.
I can barely hear you.
What?
What's going on? Your voice is really, really
Discord
low.
being divot. Discord being dopey, I imagine.
Well, hold on a second. Let me see if it's my stuff. No, that's 100%.
Huh? Let me have a look. Probably me.
I just can. You are like really, really low. Let me do something. Hang on a second. Batman, I'm gonna try to do something.
Right, that seems to be okay. Outputs full.
Or FB, excuse me. All right, how about now?
Oh shit, my ears.
There we go. Much better.
Well, you can hear us now, can you?
I can hear you, but you're still lower than you normally are.
Weird, because my settings are all the same as they should be.
It's kind of odd.
It's because it's
Well,
cheap, shoddy.
let me finish what I was doing so that you can see, sir. Because I assume that you want to see. What we're
that would probably be advisable.
Which one do I need to put you on? Put you on this one. There. Now you should be able to. Now you should be able to see.
Right, how about now?
Much better. Much better. Welcome, sir.
Right, there we go.
Yes, yes. Now you're nice and voluminous. Volumeless.
Volume. I was voluminous before, I think.
I meant ness, not less. Okay, let's let's talk about Putin. Vladimir Putin using hypersonic missiles. All right.
Putin on the Ritz.
just a curiosity, in your opinion, before I go off on my little rant. What do you think of this?
I don't know. I mean, he's well within his rights to threaten people who are pushing into that fucking war because it's nobody else's business. But I don't think, at least I hope, he won't actually decide to, fuck it, I'll just use the nukes.
It is okay. It is a concern because these are nuclear styled missiles. Okay.
Yeah. Then again, it'd solve all of my problems.
Well, maybe not. It may create it may remove those problems while creating several others for you.
No, it won't. It'll solve all of my problems. Nuclear war, yeah. The UK, everybody here will be dead.
You're assuming he would try and hit a population center, which
What's
okay,
the point? What's the point in having nuclear weapons if you're not going to use them on population centres? That's what they're designed for.
Use them on military centers.
No, no. They're designed to take out cities.
They can, for sure, and many of them were, but there's other designed nuclear weapons that are designed to take out military assets.
Well, like population centres which supply the bodies to join the military.
There's that aspect of it as well. I can't deny that. All right, but let's. All right, first of all, I want to repeat a line. All right, this was an intermediate range intercontinental ballistic missile. Okay. For all those people who were bitching because we noped out on the treaty. Remember the treaty that we had? Because
Which one?
The one that we had about the ABM and stuff. I thought they were
not being an American. No.
They're designed to create anime. We had a treaty with the Russians that included a complete ban on intermediate range nuclear missiles.
Why?
Because it was part of the START treaties, not the SALT treaties, the START treaties, where we removed the Pershing IIs and everything from Europe.
I think to make things more interesting, somebody should develop the random range nuclear missile. You fire it, you don't know how far it's going to go. It could only go 3 feet. It could actually make it all the way to the target.
Yeah, may make it past the target if it's random range. You never know. But
Yeah,
anyway,
it might be it all the way back past the teller back to its starting point.
good, very good. But
Right?
the thing is the Russians were breaking the treaty, and this is proof of
So
it.
were you.
No, we weren't.
So were we. Yes, you were. So were we. So was everybody.
No,
Everybody breaks treaties.
I'm not saying we. I'm not talking about some treaties we break and some treaties we don't, but we didn't break this one. The Russians did,
It
and we had complained about it for several years, and they ignored it, saying, "Well, what?" And basically, we're in the mode of, "Well, what are you going to do about it?" And so we left, and the rest of the world decried us for doing it. All these, look at America doing it, war food here in America. It's like bullshit. Now,
was that under Trump.
no, it was not under Trump. That was under Bush. All right.
Ah,
Where
he
we
probably got told by the Kremlin to pull out.
no, um,
Well, Bush was head of the CIA, right?
not that.
No,
George,
Bush's dad. Oh, it was Bush.
Bush's
It was
dad was
Junior,
in
was
there.
it?
Yes, it was Junior.
Yeah, the one who basically did everything his dad told him to.
No, he did not.
Yeah, he did.
Anyway, I'm not gonna argue
I
with
mean, I mean, Bush Senior was head of the CIA. Yeah, he was a spy, and we all know that every intelligence agency in the Western world was being controlled by the KGB.
the every Western agency was being controlled by the KGB.
Well, every American agency anyway,
You don't know what you're talking about.
and MI5.
MI5 had its own issues. Still does, but
Yeah.
MI5 and MI6 both have the same, very similar
No,
issues.
so do all of your many lettered agencies.
Yeah, ours do. I'm not going to deny that, but not
In
from.
fact, they have worse. They have worse pretty issues than ours.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Ours are suffering from political correctness. Yours are suffering from insane corruption and power hunger.
No, we've been suffering from political correctness. People just haven't realized it. You
It's
think
all Matt Bartley's fault.
you think that that's no. I tried to tell people when I first started in YouTube, right, back in the day with Ogre, right.
Oh God, did he have to mention his name?
Yeah, I did, because I'm going to be polite.
Cunt.
I'm going to be honest. Okay. Back in the day, the reason I actually got a microphone to talk to people was because I wanted to explain what the three-letter intelligence agencies were really all about. And I tried to explain
Yeah,
it that, and that was decades ago. That was over a decade ago
I
now.
mean,
And I tried. Go ahead.
joking apart, the alphabet agencies is they're set up to do a particular task, and not long after they're set up, the people in charge realize how much power they actually have and start working for themselves, not their government, not some other government, but themselves.
There is that aspect of it for sure. But the real issue that I had at the time, right, was I tried to explain to people, you guys see the the stupid cartoon American Dad, right, where Stan Smith is the CIA agent, right, and I was like, you think that that's who's in the CIA? That the Bullocks are in the CIA? No, it's not. The ones running the CIA are his daughter Haley. They are loons,
Oh no,
and I am
no, it's
not
worse than
joking.
that. It's worse than that.
Okay,
It's
but
Stewie Griffin.
well, no, it's not. I'm telling you now that people who think that it's these leftists,
The
all right,
the people who,
these hardcore peacenik hippie types that are running these agencies. They truly are. People have got the
actually
wrong opinion about these hippies, thinking, oh, they're about tolerance and everything else. Hippies have never been about tolerance.
enough.
When?
Well, there was. Hold on a minute. Don't rush me. No, actually, the people who really run things you probably think work in an office somewhere. That's the type of people they are. You wouldn't realise that they're running some high level spy agency or something.
But they're all leftists. They're all hippie leftists. You talk to them
No, they're not.
some.
No,
Well,
they're
yeah,
not. They're all,
yeah. I'm telling
they're
you now, they are.
yeah.
I've
While
met
it's
them.
good for them,
Okay, no,
while it's good for them, yes. But
well,
as soon as it is no longer conducive to what they want, they will switch sides.
no, they won't. They won't switch sides. They'll just won't do it for themselves. They're hypocritical. All right, you have to understand that. They they're hippies. They don't believe in anything for them. In that any of the things that they push on other people apply to themselves. Like hippies always have felt that way. Okay, it's it,
You are kind of making a monolith out of a group of people, which is something we decry about the left.
okay. I will agree with that. I am saying that about them, but if you sit up there and ever take a look at the hippie movement and what it sprang from and what it sprang into, you would understand what I'm trying to say. They are the Haleys of the world. These are the leftist Karens of the agencies. They infest these
Haleys of the world
agencies.
tend to be spoiled little rich kids.
Yeah, you think that?
See that's the difference between the hippies in America and the hippies in the UK. Over here, our hippies were mostly working class kids. They weren't spoiled little assholes like you've got. They were a different kind of spoiled little asshole.
I can't disagree with that statement.
Yeah. Matt, you just want that so you can have your own very own Billy Klaus. Or do you find? Oh no! Matt likes Roger.
Uh, anyways, let's get on.
That would actually be horrible if we actually did meet aliens and they were like Roger.
Yeah. I'm hoping that this doesn't escalate. I don't see this as personally. I don't see this as much of an escalation because they just hit kids and
Uh,
stuff. The fact that
the
they used a this is not the first time they've used a hypersonic missile. People are
the
making something out of
the,
nothing
the,
here.
the world leaders we have, and I'm not counting Keir Starmer. He's just a world fucking joke. Uh, will threaten World War III, but they will never go that far because they know if there's a major conflict like that, it would escalate into nuclear warfare, which would nobody wins.
You think? Okay. Let's get on to the next story. At least 11 killed and 63 injured in Israeli airstrike on Beirut. At least 11 people were killed and 63 others were injured on Saturday in an Israeli airstrike at dawn targeting a residential building in Lebanon's Beirut capital Beirut, the Lebanese health ministry reported. The explosions destroyed an 8-story building and caused heavy damage to neighboring buildings. Civil defense teams are still working on searching for victims under the rubble. Israeli media outlets reported the airstrike was aimed at a prominent Hezbollah official. Hezbollah has not commented on the incident. Okay, not only was this guy a Hezbollah official, he was one of the quote unquote Lebanese governors of an area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So I think
Yeah,
people are going to have to come to an understanding of what they're dealing with, okay, what's being dealt with over there and who these people are and what's really going on. This
I was going to
this
say that people over there know what they're dealing with.
well, they do and
I
they don't.
I,
The people
I have an idea.
and I'll say what I let me explain that. They do and they don't because they don't realize what they're dealing with the United States. They think that the United States is going to just sit there and take this kind of crap again and again and again and again and won't respond. But Americans are becoming
Yeah,
quite fed up with the world right now. This is one of the
yeah.
big reasons
They
Trump
think
got
you're the United
reelected.
Kingdom.
Okay, but the Americans becoming quite fed up with stuff, and you're going to see the United States say, "Okay, you want us to go into an area? Give us a reason, and We're going to go into the area. We're going to obliterate the area. Then we're going to leave. We're not going to care who comes back. We're getting real close to that. We're getting close to picking up our ball and going home. You're on notice, world. Anyway, it looks like I've lost Batman or FB.
What? Nope.
No.
Nope. I'm still here.
Good, good. Okay, let's get on to this next story.
My cat, however, has left the room in disgust.
Okay, Iran promises
Did you?
access to the IAEA to inspectors on March 8th, 2023. No, man, what are you doing an old story for? You'll get it. After years of stonewalling, Iran has pledged on March 4th, 2023, to cooperate with the UN probe into traces of uranium at 3 undeclared sites that date back to a covert program before 2003. Tehran has promised to reinstall monitoring equipment, including cameras that have been removed from nuclear facilities in June of 2022. The IAEA and Iran put a tourniquet on bleeding of information and lack of continuity of knowledge, said Rafael Grossi, the head of the IAEA, only to get back to Iran to substantially increase uranium enrichment capacity over the IAEA rebuke led by the United States and its allies. Tehran
They should.
on
They
Friday.
should.
Let me finish this.
No. No.
Just let me finish this. Iran on Fridays would launch a series of new and advanced centrifuges in response to a resolution adopted by the United Nations nuclear watchdog that censures Tehran for what the agency called a lack of cooperation. The censure motion brought by Britain, France, Germany, and the United States at the 35 nation board of the IAEA follows a similar one in June. It came as tensions run high over Iran's atomic program, which critics, fearing that Tehran is attempting to develop a nuclear weapon, a claim that the Islamic Republic has repeatedly denied.
Whilst obviously trying to create a nuclear weapon. What we should do is they should go in and confiscate any technology which can be used for nuclear research or construction of atomic centrifuges and the like, and just garrison in the place to make sure that they never get nuclear power.
How do you plan to do that?
Well, that's quite simple. Carpet bomb the fuckers back to the Stone Age. I don't know about conventional carpet bombing neither.
I've said many times that people don't understand the problem with those groups over there. Everyone wants to say it's this group or that group or this
Actually, no.
Ayatollah or this a Bin Laden or whatever else or ISIL or you know Al Qaeda or whatever. It's not. It's the people over there that are the problem, folks, because they don't
Actually,
do
no.
anything about this.
Actually, no. Bombing them back to the Stone Age, no, that's wrong. Bombing them back to the fucking Precambrian.
Make sure there's nothing left but freaking insects.
No, I said the Precambrian. Make sure there's nothing left but like unattached fucking chemicals.
The reality is that these guys. All right, first of all, for those who don't understand what's going on, right now they are producing 20 kilograms of enriched uranium. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
a day. Okay, that's a lot of uranium. All right, it's a lot of enriched uranium. Okay, now the IAEA has always looked upon it as near weapons grade is when you get close to 90% U-235 in a pile of U-235 and 239. or 238. Okay, uh, because at that point it becomes highly fissionable. All right, um, in an uncontrolled manner,
Yeah,
or you don't need to have
yeah, in an energetic manner.
right.
I think, yeah, they say.
Okay, so what had the Iranians been doing? They had been admitting to the fact that they were already way above the 60%. All right, that they had been talking about. But your
Yeah,
enriched uranium for nuclear reactors, all right, don't need 80 or 90%. They can easily do it with 50% or less. All right, depending upon how the reactor is designed and so forth.
well,
All
a
right.
nuclear reactor, the only reason that you use a nuclear material is to provide heat. It doesn't have to be that high quality to do that. It
Um.
just has to be radioactive enough.
Right, but you have to have it. It does have to be enriched when you're dealing with uranium. Plutonium is a little bit different because plutonium
Plutonium is an artificial
is
isotope in it.
there's a lot of people who argue with that, but yes. All right. I consider it an artificial isotope. But plutonium is it can work in reactors regardless of being enriched or not. Right.
Yeah, because you get it from Mickey Mouse's dog, don't you?
No, because plutonium is all plutonium is weapons grade. Right. This is
Yeah.
what people don't understand. You don't have to have a specific isotope of plutonium
Isn't that that yellow
to build
cake
a
stuff
weapon.
as well?
Well, the yellow cake
Yeah.
is uranium.
Hmm.
The yellow cake is uranium. A high. It's yellow cake is basically a pre the beginning process of uranium. Does it make
Yeah, because I
sense?
remember seeing a YouTube video about a guy in Brazil.
Uh huh.
They found, yeah, the sons of Brazil. They found this 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 canister. Yeah, heavy canister made of metal.
Uh huh.
He opened it and there was this yellow powder in it.
Yeah. What that
Yeah,
is?
because he let his 3-year-old daughter play with it. She died. Yeah, she was one of the first deaths.
Yeah. It's because once it gets in the lungs, you're screwed. And it's uranium.
Just
Uranium at that.
doesn't
Most of uranium
have to
is
get
a big alpha.
it. It doesn't have to get in your lungs. You just have to be sitting near it when it unshielded.
Uh. Okay, it's an alpha emitter. You can die from obviously being near it, but it's really when it gets into your lungs, you really end up. It really does a lot of damage because of the radiobiological effects that it has on you. That's why it's more devastating. To stop an alpha particle, a sheet of paper will stop most alpha particles from
Hmm.
encountering the body. Okay, the
Oh, I
lungs.
must be thinking about something else.
No, because
Hold on, no,
because if it's on
it
your
was some kind
skin,
of
it
it was some
will.
kind of radioactive salt.
Yes, that's what it is. That's what your yellow cake is.
Yeah,
It's not pure
thinking about
uranium.
it, the way it was described in the video, the effects it had, I don't think it was probably a yellow cake then.
Could have been. I mean, it's who knows. I mean, but you got to understand something. Just because an alpha particle is generally stopped by paper doesn't mean that it's always going to be stopped. For example, there was a professor that used to keep a piece of Plitch blend, all right, in the pocket of his shirt, right? The right thing, and all of a sudden he got a cancerous lesion one year, all right at the spot where that shirt was.
Yeah,
Well, a shirt technically should be blocking, the vast majority of the alpha particles, and were. The problem is he had been exposing that specific spot to radiation for
continuously.
decades, right,
Yeah,
continuously, and so that's the difference. Okay, now when you're talking about the radioactive salt like with yellow cake, all right, it is very radioactive. It's easy to shield, granted, but if your hands are sitting there, your hands and your skin, okay, provide more protection to your body, but not enough, okay? And number two is, like I said, just breathing in the particles settles it in the lungs. And I'm not talking like a cloud of dust and you're breathing dust, right? Those particles are flying in the air as soon as you open the
Oh
canister.
yeah.
Okay, so
Well, you remember those women who used to paint the radium on watch
right,
dials?
the tritium that they used to use,
Yeah. I
or
mean,
radium,
most yeah, most of them died of radiation-induced cancers.
Yes.
Usually on the lips,
Yeah.
because they used to lick the brushes.
Yep. Yeah. Well, it's this is part of unfortunately the part of the human experience in the learning process when dealing with some of this stuff.
Yep.
All right, let's get on to
This
the
is
next
why we should use a lower form of life. Like French people.
Brazilian police formally accused Bolsonaro of an attempted coup. What could come next? Police have formally accused Brazil's former president Jair, how you say his name, Bolsonaro, and 36
Right.
others of attempting a coup to keep the right-wing leader in office after his electoral defeat in 2022. Their allegations threaten to torpedo Bolsonaro's hopes of returning to politics. Brazil's Supreme Court said Friday that police findings were delivered to Justice Alexandre de Morales. I'm not trying to butcher your name. I don't know how to pronounce it. All right, who
Uh,
next week will relay them to the prosecutor general Paulo Gonat. All right, he will decide whether to formally charge Bolsonaro or to toss the investigation. Bolsonaro told the news website Metropolis, I don't know how you once again to pronounce it, on Thursday that he is waiting for his lawyer to review the police report, which is reportedly about 700 pages long, but that he would fight the case. He dismissed the investigation as a result of creativity. All right. This is the issue. As soon as you say that, okay, there was hanky panky going on in the election, the leftists then call you a denier, and then of course the next thing they do is they say that what you're trying to do is overthrow the government. Okay, um, because you're trying to investigate to see whether or not there was any real hanky panky and how severe it was. Why wouldn't anybody sit up there if they were not, you know, guilty of anything? Invite the investigations in. Now, I'm not saying that the Bolsonaro didn't lose his election, and I'm not saying that Trump didn't lose the election in 2020. In 2020, the problem I have is that we've never done a real investigation that was open so that people could see what the hell was really going on, whether or not the truth of some of these allegations were, and it was never explored.
Trouble with the slanty eyes.
He's already going to the next story. China says it will remove a buoy set up in
Boy,
China's
it's pronounced boy.
okay, whatever. Um, in Japan's EEZ economic zone, right? Exclusive economic zone
Yeah.
near the Senkakus. All right, China told Japan it intends to remove it. All right, installed inside of Japan's exclusive economic zone near the Senkaku Islands in the East China Sea. Diplomatic sources say, while
It is a spy device, is it?
it is a spy device. While it is hoped to, it is hoped that the move will stabilize the strained relations between the two countries. China has not removed it from the area. All right, and Japan
Stabilize
is
the strained relations. There's been strained relations between China and Japan ever since there's been a China and Japan.
I can't deny that. All right, and the only thing that separates them is an ocean. All right.
Not much of one.
Yeah, it goes. China's motive for uninstalling the object is apparently to address the mounting number of diplomatic issues it has with Japan. No, it's not. If it's
No, it's because they got
removing,
caught out.
it was. If they're removing it, it's probably because
They've got something else set up.
well, either that or the data that they've gotten is no longer. They've gotten all the data that they
I
need.
think it's more likely that they've got something better and harder to detect set up.
Or it's broken. and
or
they're
both.
and they'll take it away, fix it, and then put it back sometime in the near future. Like all these
Yeah,
communist countries, just like Iran.
I bet they found out that it was Chinese because it had "Made in Hong Kong" written on it.
Possibly. 81 million real votes, by the way. Maybe we'll get to that. We'll get on to the
It
section.
wasn't nearly. Oh God, yeah, Stormbird. Fucking hell.
All right. Stonebird has claimed its second victim when a man was killed by a falling tree as the horrendous weather left homes without power, airports closed, and roads flooded. Earlier, a man had been killed when his car spun off the road in icy conditions. Airports across the UK closed, and football matches have been cancelled following the 16-inch snowfall, as forecasters warn of the worst of Storm Brett has yet to come. Winds measuring.
Bird.
Oh, Bert. Okay, you said I was. I stand corrected. Winds measuring 70 miles an hour are battering coastal areas, and melting snow and heavy rain are causing flooding. The National Grid. What is the National Grid?
It's the electricity supply grid.
Oh, okay. Said that 4,000 homes in its region of the Midlands, southwest England, and South Wales are without power. The first to die was a 34-year-old in
In
Shipley.
Shipley,
Okay,
West
what?
Yorkshire.
Thank you. All right, when his blue
Renault.
Renault, okay,
Renault.
captor smashed into a wall in icy conditions.
He
Okay,
probably wasn't fucking driving with due care and attention.
well, you're driving in ice. You're running into another thing. A 60-year-old man died when his black Mercedes died. Okay.
When a tree
Now,
fell onto his black Mercedes, not when his black Mercedes died.
no, I think you understand. Um, here's my thing. Jensen has been telling me about how they're cutting off funding for heat. Is
Yeah,
that's correct? Okay.
yeah. For like pensioners, yeah.
Are the pensioners gonna? How badly are they gonna take this hit right now? Is this bad enough for them to die in the houses?
It's expected that there will be deaths because of it, yes.
All right. I mean, what Jensen was saying was up to 4,000 people dying this year.
That's what the figures say, yeah.
Why would you do that? I mean,
Because he
even
wants to give the money to the fucking illegals, that's why.
I'm,
Seriously, he's taking money out of the hands of British citizens and and at the same time they're housing illegal fucking migrants in decent fucking accommodation, giving them fucking money, giving them free fucking phone, free internet access. The fucking works. It's a fucking joke over here.
isn't that going to lead to like serious riots? I mean, you already had riots happen
I hope
once.
so.
What?
I said I fucking hope so.
I'm just trying to point out that this sounds a little crazy. Sounds crazy to me.
It is crazy. I
But
mean, we've got an incompetent coward in in an incompetent, weak coward in power
hi
who's
TM.
panicking because he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's making one bad decision after another. We have a Chancellor of the Exchequer who isn't so much interested in delivering, yeah, a budget that will help as she is in being the first woman to hold a position and deliver a budget.
But you're going to kill people anyway. A bomb cyclone,
Yes.
atmospheric river, wreak havoc across the U.S. West Coast. No. A powerful bomb cyclone, all right, and a
What
slow
the hell's a
moving.
bomb cyclone?
we had a okay. You know how you get the circular weather pattern of hurricanes?
Yeah, and cyclones.
Okay, that's what you have that hit the West Coast, but it's not. It's basically something like that. All right, it's not as severe necessarily, um, but the wind speeds are pretty high, right? For it's like in the 70-mile-an-hour range, 80-mile-an-hour range. A powerful bomb cyclone and a slow-moving atmospheric river pummeled the west coast of the United States this week, causing widespread damage, power outages, and at least 2 fatalities as of Friday. The storm system, which rapidly intensified into a bomb cyclone on Tuesday, unleashed hurricane force winds, heavy rainfall, and significant snowfall across parts of Washington state, Oregon, and Northern California. In fact, Northern California had a record rainfall, okay, in a day. The United States National Weather Service reported a gust of winds of up to 158 kilometers per hour along the Oregon coast, which is approximately about 100 miles an hour. All right, and 124 kilometers an hour, miles per hour at Mount Rainier in Washington State. In Washington state, the storm claimed at least 2 lives and left 600,000 homes without electricity at its peak. As of Friday evening, more than 260,000 customers in Washington state and Oregon, along with 92,000 in California, remain without power. In Oregon, the atmospheric river has delivered intense rainfall, and in some areas may receive between 20 and 30 centimeters of rain. All right. The National Weather Service has issued flood watches for southwestern Oregon through Friday evening. All right. Um, for those who don't know, there is a mountain range, part of the Sierras, Nevadas. All right, that basically also kind of sort of merges in with the Rockies a bit.
Yeah. Oh, I've got to address James, Matt in the chat there.
Yeah.
Matt, yeah, I am well aware of your 4-year zombie holocaust in the United States.
All right. This is called weather. People are acting
Yeah.
like, oh my God, this has never happened before. No, it has happened before. It will happen again. All right. Um, but at the same time, these areas, until real recently, were screaming about it's a drought, it's a drought, it's a drought. And there are
Oh God,
areas that are dry. Don't get me wrong. There are areas in America that
over here,
have been experiencing a drought.
over here during the summer, we were getting warned of killer temperatures of, get this, 24 degrees Celsius. That's what we kind of hope for in the summer.
Yeah, it's the global warming shenanigans has got to go. Once again,
global warming happens, but global warming would the same pattern of global warming would probably be happening now, even if human civilization never existed.
Well, right, and that's the issue. We don't know what's causing it. What's more is there's this idea that somehow we can control weather. We can't.
From what I've read, the combined effects of human activity in on the planet contribute about 1% to climate change.
Yeah, this idiot here, Daniel Swan, a University of California, Los Angeles climate scientist, described it as another example of the state's hydroclimate whiplash, sudden and dramatic shifts between dry and wet conditions that are expected to become more frequent as global temperatures rise.
Actually, no, they wouldn't become more frequent. Global temperatures rise. It's going to get drier.
Yes and no. I mean, the one thing about the global temperature rise would indicate that the atmosphere is holding more water. Okay, so this is one of the things that I've often talked about. You have more water than
because they keep going about carbon emissions, and carbon dioxide, a really powerful greenhouse gas. It's the worst greenhouse gas going. the most powerful greenhouse gas is apparently water vapor.
Yes, but water vapor, it has to be a water vapor in the upper atmosphere.
But water vapor can actually work two ways. If you get water vapor in the atmosphere, the upper atmosphere, when you're getting a lot of heat into
Hail
the planet, it'll trap
Hydra.
the heat.
Hail.
Hello there, Sixer. It'll trap the heat and cause a greenhouse effect.
Yeah.
But also, it can reflect heat away.
Yes, it does. And so the I had said this before. It's not that I don't think that global warming and that man is affecting global warming. The problem is number one, how much? Because I don't think carbon dioxide in the atmosphere at these levels are affecting it to the degree that people think it is. Okay, that's the
Actually,
first part. That's the first problem.
actually,
That doesn't mean that I don't think we should be trying to limit carbon in the atmosphere. I think that, but the only way to truly do that is to change the power grid off of fossil fuels into nuclear fuels, and no one wants to. No one wants that as the answer. You're not going to do it from solar power. You're not going to do it, all right, from wind power. I don't care what anybody tells you.
actually, one of the effects of the increased carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has already been noticed by scientists. There are more green fucking plants around.
Well, okay, and that's a bad thing.
Well, no, that just shows the planet, the ecosystem, as well as the chemical system of the planet, deals with fucking carbon dioxide very efficiently.
Ice balls from a hose.
Hold on, what kind of fools do you know that throw ice balls at you?
The one you want. Anyway.
Hold on. Is he been going to one of your villages looking for a good time again?
Voters reject historic election reforms across the U.S. despite more than $100 million push. From Jefferson County, Missouri, or Jefferson City, Missouri, excuse me. 2 weeks before Election Day, activists from across the country gathered for an online rally heralding the number of state ballot initiatives seeking to change the way people vote. Hopes were high that voters would ditch traditional partisan primaries and embrace ballots with more candidate choices. Okay. And of course, it goes on to say that they all failed. Uh,
I honestly think, no, seriously, the way that candidate selection should work is, you've got a party, it wants to field a good candidate. The two people who get through to the final stages of selection should be put in an arena, gladiatorial combat.
2 men enter, 1 man leaves. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, and if you don't like the one who leaves, 2 minutes, and nobody leaves.
I'm pretty sure if you want to come on, Sixer, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, you English bastard.
But the
Oh wait, I'm English as well.
being as I'm from this country when it comes to these things, what they said was this was all pie in the sky crap. Okay, this was designed. All these quote unquote ballot initiatives were designed for one thing and one thing only: to increase the
Destruction.
number of Democrats that get elected. That's what it was
Actually,
created for.
a
Right?
lot of this stuff, especially the stuff that gets knocked back, is designed just to catch the public's eye.
No. This stuff is designed to get more Democrats in office, not to actually help put more candidates up or anything else. Okay, it's not designed that way. And if you want to see where they've elected this kind of nonsense, what do you have? You have straight DNC. This is why Oregon is all DNC now. This is why Washington is all DNC and why California is all DNC. You almost can't get a Republican elected. It is difficult, all right, to get a Republican elected now in
You
California
mentioned California,
because
and
of
I've got
how
a
they've done
question.
this. Huh?
You mentioned California, I've got a silly question.
Uh-huh.
if Russia was to launch a nuclear strike at the United States and the only missiles sent hit the San Andreas Fault and sent California into the sea, would the United States just say, "Oh well, fair enough"?
They'd probably be fighting the hordes of freaking people that are angry because their relatives were killed. All right, and they're blaming the U.S. government for actually doing the bombing. You really want to know the truth about it. But no,
No,
the
actually, MT, they blame you.
yeah, well, that's okay. I'll take the blame. Anyway, no, the these initiatives were are done like everything that the left does. Oh, we're here to help, but in reality, they're screwing things over. All right, let's get on to this story here. All right, teen serial swatter for hire busted, pleads guilty, could face 20 years in jail. A teenager who pled guilty to more than 375 fake threats to law enforcement is now facing years in prison. Alan Filion, all right, now 18, last week pled
Brilliant.
guilty to 4 counts of making interstate threats to injure another person. Each count could see him spend 5 years in prison. He will learn his fate when sentenced on Friday,
I think
or
I
in
think for
February,
each
excuse me.
count, I think for each count, he should get the maximum.
All right. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, he targeted religious and educational institutions, government officials, and numerous individuals across the United States, one of whom was Jeremy from the Quartering. Okay, for
Oh, well,
those
that's
who
not
don't.
too bad. I mean, we'll let him off for that one.
All right. No, swatting is never a good thing. I don't care who you're doing it to. Okay.
No. If it's a fly, it's okay.
Okay. Well, listen to this. On one occasion, he claims that his calls usually get the cops to drag the victim and their families out of the house, cuff them, and search the house for dead bodies. Court documents indicate he also conducted swatting calls as a service and used social media to advertise his prices for making scam calls. I want to know who hired this son of a bitch. I want them in jail
Looking at
too.
you, Matt.
I'm just pointing this out. These people need to go to jail
Yeah,
for a significant period of time because this guy, I guarantee you, he knew what he was doing and he thought it was he could. There were people in the United States who were literally killed from swatting.
yeah, I
All
know.
right, and yet knowing how serious it can be, some
I mean,
jackass like this just kept
we,
doing
we
it.
we had similar things over here, and the police would turn up to people's houses and ask them if they had a license for that computer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was a bad joke, but it worked in my head. Okay. I can imagine.
Hold on a second.
Uh,
We need to talk about something that works in your head. Okay? We need to discuss something here.
the vascular system does.
No, we need to discuss something else. Let's be perfectly
Uh,
frank here. All right? Let's be perfectly frank. Okay? Let me pull this up here.
yeah, I've met him. You don't want to be him.
Bet if you don't want to be you. We need to discuss this. All right? Whenever it shows up, we need to discuss it.
It's a blank screen.
It's coming. It's coming.
So it's Christmas.
You should see it very soon. It's there.
Right. Fuck this. I'm off.
we need to discuss this.
That's got nothing to do with me. Jaguars in the south. Funny enough, so's Sixer.
Look here. I'm gonna kill the noise because I don't get it, which is this. It's just a map. All right. This is just s- stupid.
Have you ever thought that you're actually dead and this is some kind of weird Lovecraftian fucking afterlife?
I okay. Okay.
I don't want to say this anymore.
Now. Okay. All right. I'll get rid of it, so you don't have to see it anymore. 'Cause
I'm fucked for
I
that.
wasn't punishing the audience. I was just going to punish you for a little bit more.
You punished everybody.
All right.
Every
That
time that video is played, the planet loses IQ points.
okay. The question this was Jaguar has been purchased by Tate Motors, right?
Do that in English?
TATA. How do you say it?
EATA.
Yeah, TATA.
Oh, T. Oh, Tata.
That's what I said. Tata Motors.
Oh, Jaguar's being bought by them. You said
Yes.
right.
Right now.
So your sound quality went for a split second there. You see,
Oh, okay.
that's the excuse I'm using.
Okay. Now, my understanding is, and I could be wrong, all right, that this is a company based in India. Okay. The problem with this thing is it's obvious. This is an obvious attempt to push DEI crap. Am I wrong?
Yeah. Is water wet?
Okay.
Hey, there's a thing. It's an Indian company, right? Buying a British company. Yeah. How? I mean, we send them fucking foreign aid. They shouldn't be able to afford to buy a British company.
Yeah. Well, don't don't.
And again, they should. They're getting foreign aid, yet they're landing fucking spacecraft on the moon.
Is this is the foreign aid you're giving them?
Yeah.
It's kind of punishment.
Hey, not just us, but you as well.
Well, we buy a lot of stuff from India, right? I'm not going to deny that either, right? Specifically Indians, they all come over here, all right?
Aren't they?
Right? But
Oh no, you get
once
the Indians,
again,
we get the Pakis.
once again, I'm not, I don't, that part's this. The question is, you just saw what happened, all right, to Budweiser. Now, granted, Budweiser is an American, an American
Yeah, we can
staple.
tell because it's fucking crap.
Well, but it's purchased in America. Was what my point is. All right, it's
It's
really
sold over here. I don't think it's purchased all that much though.
right. It's there, but it's never been purchased. It's never been a high volume thing. It was a big thing here only in the United States. Now, granted, we are the world's number one economy, but you saw what happened with Dylan Mulvaney. Why would you attempt to do this? Because I can't see all this does is sit up there and take the people who used to buy
It's like
Jaguars and say,
the powers that
okay, I'm
be.
never going to buy another one.
It's like the powers that be are deliberately trying to destroy the Western world. They're out to fucking smash Western civilization.
Okay, I can believe that. The problem is that's over. Western civilization isn't
Well,
tolerating this. I mean, the backlash is becoming harder and harder now.
mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean, or
Have you never
far more
thought that's
prevalent.
maybe what they want?
Well,
Because the backlash
the
will destabilize Western civilization.
I think it'll restabilize it. I don't think it'll destabilize it. I think the
I think it'll
backlash is
destabilize it. It's a backlash, which will result in violent action, which is a destabilizing event.
uh yes and no. Okay, it depends on a number of factors, not the least of which is whether or not what's the result, what's the result of it, the overall result of it. All right, um, for a long term destabilization event, I think it'll have the opposite of the effect.
An Islamic super state, probably.
Short term, it may okay. Planned Parenthood said it has seen a 1,200% spike in vasectomy appointments as Musk's Doge, all right, targets it for cuts. I thought you were a private company, Planned Parenthood. I thought you
No,
got
no,
very little
vasectomy
money.
cuts.
Well, that's true too. But I thought that you got the vast majority of your money from somewhere else. Why would you be screaming about a government program being cut off? Just kind of wondering. Planned
Hold on,
Parenthood.
it's Planned Parenthood. Why would they be screwing about anything being cut off?
Planned Parenthood is preparing to fight the Department of Government Efficiency. Elon Musk, there is no real Department of Government Efficiency, by the way. That's just a name they gave themselves. All right. The Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, Ramaswamy, right? All right.
Go on, use your words.
Want to use Doge, all right, to cut federal spending. They named Planned Parenthood as something that it could be targeted for cuts. They are
You know
preparing
what
to fight this. Okay.
You know what Planned Parenthood should be? It should be advising potential parents. When would be the most optimal time to have children? And how many they should be aiming for, and stuff like that. Not just here, have some condoms. Here, we'll cut your balls off for you.
Okay. They're all basically what they are. So they're an abortion bill.
Yeah.
That's
Do you
really
know the
what
funny
it
thing is? Here's one for you.
Mm-hmm.
Scientific advances in genetic engineering and manipulation are improving hand over fist, right?
Yeah.
So one of these days, Planned Parenthood will be literally that.
Yeah. I love this. Musk and
Designer
Ramaswamy
children.
are making clear how they intend to use their power, denying people care and wreaking havoc on our public health system, of which Planned Parenthood is an integral part.
No, it isn't.
Just putting it out there.
Yeah, but it isn't.
I agree.
It's a way for women to have consequence-free sex.
It's and not even have to pay for it. Making sure that somebody else pays for it. That's what it's intended.
Well, they did that beforehand anyway. I'm pregnant. You've got to pay for the abortion.
Abortion is not a abortion is murder, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
That's one of the problems when these people talk about this. They never sit up there and they talk about, oh, it's an extreme. If that's an extreme view, tell me why.
You've heard about Liverpool, right? How being Jensen going about Liverpool and their propensity for taking property that doesn't belong to them, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know that there used to be backstreet abortionists in Liverpool before abortion was legal, right?
Okay.
Do you know why that trade dried up quickly in Liverpool?
Because it was
Because the unborn baby was stealing the hooks.
Ow. Anyway, the issue is still, when does human life begin? And if you think it's an extreme position to say that abortion is murder, then you have to sit up there and go, okay, why? Explain why you think that that's an extreme position. At which point you have to sit up there and then try to define when human life begins. Because if your standard, and this should be the standard of the Western world, of human life, all right, is precious. If that's your standard, if that's what you're coming with, then you have to be able to define, when is human life precious? When does human life begin? You can't just sit up there and go, well, men can sleep around with a lot of women and not be held accountable, which is a lie, but not be held accountable. But women can't. They got to be held accountable. That's just nonsense.
It's usually the other way around. A woman gets pregnant, it's never her fault.
Yeah, it's always the man's fault.
Yeah.
Just like two people are drinking heavily. All right,
And
they have sex together, and the man gets accused of raping the woman. Well, why isn't it the woman raping
yeah,
the man? They were both
or the
drinking.
woman
Well,
sit, the wo-
she couldn't consent. Neither could he.
right, right. It's the same thing would happen if they were drinking and she wasn't drinking alcohol. She initiates sex with a drunken man, and then later decides that she didn't like it. He still gets done for rape.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, and then there's the thing. It's actually been proven that it happens. Yeah, women. The boyfriend uses a condom because he doesn't want to be an unmarried father, right?
Right.
And she gets a condom and uses it to try and get pregnant.
Yeah, well, that's happened too.
Yeah.
Elon Musk asked Donald Trump Jr. how much MSNBC costs. How much does it cost? Elon Musk replied, and ex users could not keep their calm. The screenshot of Elon Musk asking about the cost of then Twitter in 2017 went viral. Meanwhile, Donald Trump Jr. replied, I mean, it can't be much. Look at the ratings. Comcast, Comcast recently announced plans to spin off. All right, and actually, it's they're doing more than this. All right, the cable networks, including MSNBC. All right, all right. One of the best things I've seen on this. All right, because MSNBC is hemorrhaging viewers.
I, do you think Trump and Musk do FaceTime on a weekend to work out how they can troll the world?
No, well, I think they have it over at McDonald's
Uh,
luncheon. Anyway, but let's talk about this a little more seriously here. The MSNBC, all right, was the go-to channel for leftists. Okay, at one time it used to be CNN, but CNN had their fall from grace because of Cuomo. Okay, people forget this. Cuomo's
mhm.
antics, all right, caused them to look at CNN askance, and when he was talking about all the COVID nonsense, that's more than anything else that really hammered CNN. Now they had been going down because of the first Trump election as well, all right, because people were then flooding to MSNBC from CNN. Okay, now MSNBC, okay, was always unhinged. Rachel Mad Cow, all right, is just that. She's a mad cow. Okay, she is out of her mind. Joy
Isn't
Reid,
that where Don,
all right. Well,
isn't that where Don Lemon works?
no, not Don Lemon worked on CNN. Okay,
Oh,
he got fired from CNN.
oh yes, Communist Network News.
Clinton Network News. All right, it was the Clinton Network news network news. But the
Potato, potato.
true, very true. All right. But they had been the go-to. Okay, Joy Reid was absolutely unhinged. All right, Mad
Hold
Cow
on,
was always unhinged. They were the
hold on. Joy
unhinged
Reid
left.
is not her from The View.
No,
Hmm?
that's Joy Behar.
Ah,
All right, Joy Reid is she's a black woman who wears different wigs every day, and who's just
right.
she's a bitter racist bigot. Okay, and has been for years because probably and I'm sure that she claims that she's good friends with Mad Cow, but then goes home every night stewing about the fact that Mad Cow made more money than she did, blaming the fact that she's only making that much more money because she's a racist. The but what Comcast is doing, people don't understand this. All right, is they're decoupling, and this is the word they used. Okay, they're saying they're decoupling these networks from their primary news networks like MS or like NBC. Okay, and then they're going to try obviously to sell them. The problem that they
Mhm. Mm-hmm.
have is MSNBC, has no support now. Literally no support. Okay, all the assets for gathering and utilizing news are no longer theirs to look at anymore. Are no longer theirs to use anymore. All the different things that they had, all the reporters and everything, they're all NBC reporters. MSNBC now is going to have to try and swim on its own. And these people, like Mad Cow, were making, 8 figures, 9 figure salaries in some cases.
Why?
Because that's a good question. All right.
I mean,
Because
think for
because
decades now, celebrities are ridiculously overpaid.
yeah, well, and she is definitely in the celebrity set. She just agreed to take a $5 million a year pay cut. Pay cut. Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
And in an
when
attempt
you
to do
finish
this.
this,
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
just about entertainment. You remember when we were kids, and I'd say up until the mid '80s, maybe as far as the '90s, the TV shows, movies, they took what little they had and made more with it, right?
Yeah.
Now they spend millions of fucking dollars and end up doing something less with it.
Yes, that's very true. I
I
cannot
mean,
argue that
can
point.
you imagine what the filmmakers of our childhood would do with the technology we have now for films?
Oh yeah. Oh,
It would blow your fucking balls off.
it would have. You are correct. All right. It's sad. It's sad in that case. In that
It's
situation.
disgusting.
But
I think a lot of our problems is there's no not conflict there. There's no struggle in modern life in the West, really, is there?
no.
Not even for the likes of me, who've I'm dirt poor.
In comparison, no, you are correct.
But that's the thing. The less struggle there is, the less hurdles there are, the less obstacles you've got to overcome, the less creative you become, the less you use your brain. Yeah, you basically become useless.
I would say the less positively creative you become. All right.
You've got I
The
mean,
more you people delve into their freaking fantasies. All right, and their foibles, they can become quite creative in that regard. The problem is or you don't end up with the nonsense that Jaguar just did. Okay.
yeah, I mean, delving into your fantasies and stuff after after you've put in a day. That's good. That gets your creative juices going and can actually help you during your working day, right?
Correct.
That's how it used to work. But I mean, just look at how people type in comments in YouTube. The grammatical errors. I was on a course. It's because I'm unemployed. Every so often they send you on these refresher courses for maths and English, right?
Uh huh.
Make sure you're not losing the skills. Just basic maths, basic English. It was supposed to be 3 Tuesdays, right? And that was the course. 9:30 till about 3 o'clock each Tuesday, right? Then we get a £20 voucher at the end of each day.
Okay.
There was me. There was 5 or 6 people of my age, and about 4 or 5 people like in the 30 and below group. By 12 o'clock on the first Tuesday, the people in my age group, we'd completed the course.
Right.
We got told, yeah, go home. Here's your voucher for the day. Come back next Tuesday and the Tuesday after, get your voucher, and we'll tell the unemployment office that you've been coming in every day, every Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you completed it. There's no point in you coming back in. The younger lot was still sitting there struggling on. And it's not just the educational system that's failing them; it's modern technology.
I think
Uh,
I think that
you've got a computer. Oh look, you've got computers. You've got calculators. Hell, even your phone. You don't need to be able to add up, or subtract, or multiply, or divide.
right,
Uh, you don't need to be able to spell or punctuate or use grammar.
right. And the problem is that
It,
the mental
it
discipline
all
it
does
takes
it
to
for
do
you.
those are now gone.
Yeah. These are things which we need to get back to. I'm not saying get rid of modern technology because the modern world will just fall apart without it, but yeah, we still need to keep those old skills because it keeps your brain working, and if your brain's working, actually, if your brain is kept active, it also staves off the chances of stuff like Alzheimer's.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Okay, let's talk about another issue. From the Sun. Big breakthrough. Travis Kelsey's stolen watch found in hunt for crime ring that raided a $6 million mansion and NFL stars' homes. Cops have recovered Travis Kelsey's watch from in their hunt for the burglars who raided his mansion and the homes of other NFL stars last month. Kelsey's jewelry is worth over $100,000. His first Super Bowl jersey and designer clothes were stolen from his Kansas City home in the break-ins, which police believe were carried out by an international drug ring. Okay, for those who don't know, it wasn't just Kelsey, all right, who got robbed, and these other high profile NFL celebrities, all right. Patrick Mahomes and several other people were also robbed, all right. And when they say that this is an international drug ring or an international crime ring, what they mean is this is a group of illegal aliens, the same group that was taking over apartment buildings from
Yeah, fucking
Venezuela.
Orkans.
Okay, these
Oh,
people.
they're not from Orkton. Well, you said illegal aliens.
They're not from Orc. Okay, they're talking
No,
about
man.
Venezuelans. All right, this is a Venezuelan gang that had moved
Ah, right. So,
that had
yeah,
brought
yeah,
that
get
brought
you know they're from they're,
that were
they're from.
here illegally, and yet they tried to keep claiming, oh, but the crime's going down, crime's going down. Which, by the way, now that the FBI has revised its numbers, crime didn't go down; it went up.
Venezuelans. That explains it. They're from Venus.
Venusians from Venus, not Venezuelans.
No, Venusians are from Venezuela,
I give up.
which is in on Venus.
This is the kind of people that we get in America. A Colorado pervert pled guilty and is scheduled to be sentenced Friday for the vile act that involved bodily fluid and cupcakes consumed by guests attending a child's birthday party. They haven't cut this guy's head off yet?
No, you get an industrial meat mincer and you feed him into it feet first and have it on slow.
Stephen
Yeah, so
Malsalta, 32, who worked at a Safeway supermarket, recently copped to attempted uh, to commit sexual assault on a child, a felony, and a pair of misdemeanor indecent exposure charges. He will serve about 2 years in jail and placed on 10 years as a sex offender. No, this guy should not be around. This guy should be permanently removed from society.
no, he should be removed from society until he's even more wrinkly than a California raisin.
All right. As detailed in court filings, investigators said food items that came into contact with Masala's seminal fluid and penis include strawberries in plastic sale containers, donuts, cupcakes, and a large bucket of commercial pastry frosting.
You know what they should do? They should bury him up to his head, right, in the prison golf course, and use him as the first tee.
It's this is the kind of this guy, all right, uh, it's sick. Okay,
Yeah,
this guy's sick. All right,
yeah,
and he needs to be
kill.
removed from society. Period.
Yeah,
Just like this guy.
you know what you want to do? They want with him. They want to take him out into the Pacific Ocean, right? Fit him with a suit, right? A diving suit made of chub,
made
and
of
just
made of
drop him.
meat.
Yeah, and just drop him in the sea.
Nothing a bullet can't cure. Southern California school counselor charged with molesting 8 elementary students. A Los Angeles assistant principal was arrested Friday on suspicion of molesting 8 young children while working at the Santa Paula Elementary School years ago, authorities said. David
Several years
Lane
ago, yeah.
David Lane Braff, all right, 42 of Thousand Oaks, is accused of molesting 8 students ages 6 to 10 in a school office in McEverett Elementary School, where he worked as a counselor from 2015 to 2019, according to the Ventura County's District Attorney's Office. At the time of his arrest, Braff was an assistant principal and school counselor for the Ingham Charter Middle School in Withka, Winneteth, I can't pronounce it. Prosecutor said he is charged with
Winneteka.
17
Win,
counts of lewd
Winneteka.
acts upon a children under 14 years old and will be arraigned Monday in Ventura County Superior Court. He has been held in Ventura County Jail on $3 million bail, prosecutors said. The defendant is alleged to have molested multiple elementary school children over the years, shattering the public trust placed in him by parents, educators, and the public. Anyone want to bet that this guy's a member in good standing of one of the education unions?
Nope,
All right.
because I'll lose me money.
the district attorney's office and the San Paulo Police Department launched an investigation into Braff last month, and the effort continues. Prosecutors believe that Braff has worked at other schools in Southern California and may have been a volunteer for youth organizations. Anyone
Oh,
who
fuck.
believes to have been victimized or has witnessed suspicious conduct is encouraged to contact George Webb, an
It,
investigator at Ventura County District Attorney's Office
it's
at 805 477 1627.
people like it's guys like him that are the reason men both avoid and find it difficult to get jobs in schools.
It's that, but the problem is that let's be honest. You end up with these people.
There's also another
People,
problem.
this
There's
this
also
guy this guy was a bad dude, and there I look. If you're gonna go off to me, all right, for those who went off on me about my how do I mediocre, Melba
don't
de-
don't get me
defense
wrong.
of
He's a monster.
right no, but my Melba defense
Don't-
of Joe Paterno. Okay, now you don't know you probably don't know who Joe Paterno is.
No.
Okay, Joe Paterno was a head coach of Penn State football team for decades. Okay, he was a hard nosed coach. Okay, his teams won championships, lost games, had down times, had good times. It was back on the rise when it came out that a friend of his, who also was part of the program, all right, was accused of this kind of activity named Sandusky, Jerry Sandusky. And
Mm-hmm.
they claimed, people of course claimed that Joe Paterno, being a quote unquote friend of his, was hiding evidence of this guy's
Guilt by
right.
association.
And the reality is he he had heard stories and he had referred those stories to what he thought were the proper authorities, aka the university police
Mm-hmm.
and so forth, right? He didn't hide it or try to prevent it or anything, but because he was a friend, his friend, and had put him, had him tag along where some of these events took place, Unfortunately, Joe Paterno got freaking tarred and feathered as being this just like him, a heinous individual who did all this stuff and then hid his illegal, heinous crimes.
Yeah.
That's not the case. Okay, that wasn't the case necessarily. All right, but just to show you how powerful Joe Paterno was, he had already had statues built of him that were all around the school while he was still the coach. Right? That's how much he was loved and then reviled and hated by the people there. All right, because of this kind of activities. The thing is, had this had been happening before? Yes, but it's becoming far more prevalent now, and it's not just
Is
the
it
men.
becoming far more prevalent, or is it becoming far more noticed?
No, I think it's becoming far more prevalent. I think
The
it's
thing
not.
is, there's two problems with men like this. Like I said, the first one is they make it harder for decent men who just want to educate children and give them a good start in life to get into that kind of work. They also make men avoid that kind of work, but they make it a lot easier for the female paedophiles to hide.
They do, but the thing is like I said, this is just becoming worse because the actions that would tip people off, okay, before are now being ignored.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest. When you've got a group of minor attracted persons, and we have a lot of, and it's
Yeah,
and these
they're not
people are
maps, they're perverts.
tolerated everywhere. Okay, let's be honest. They're tolerated. It's unfortunate, but those people are tolerated. All right.
Not by me, they're not.
I didn't say by you.
I mean, personally, I think because of the people like that, I should be given a nuclear powered wheelchair with a flamethrower and machine gun attachments so I can chase them without getting tired.
Would be helpful, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get on to the next story, shall we?
Yeah.
Grandma for Zambia farming village becomes fashion icon after posing in the New York City granddaughter's outfits. Okay.
Okay.
Grandma gets glam. I'm not going to say this. The octogenarian
Well,
from a
hold on,
small
hold
farm.
on. There are things in her ears. Are those the prototype models of what what you call it was using for her debates with Trump?
No. This is where this you'll see this in a minute. You want to see something? There you go. Um, this was the start of the Twitter trend. This is
What
what
the
why
hell?
what
Oh, go
Jaguar.
back there. Let's see that picture. Come on, come on. I want to see that picture.
Which one?
No, no, that one. Keep going up. Go up.
Which
Yeah, that one. What
this?
the fuck? No, the next one down. That one, yeah. I mean, what the fuck is that?
It's
Is there a giant peanut sneaking up behind her?
it's a sombrero. It's a a sombrero on steroids. No, I figured that this was what the Jaguar used as a template.
No, it's not bad enough for the Jaguar advert.
It's this is pretty ridiculous. Let's be perfectly frank. I pictured the first
She's,
picture was the pair
she's an
sharing.
old lady from a Zambian village, right?
Yes,
She's probably taking the piss out of her granddaughter, if you ask me.
could be. I mean, this is more of a traditional Zambian type of dress, right? Although these high heel, I would be scared if this woman tried to stand up on these high heels for her. All right, I'd be making sure I was standing nearby because I don't know if she could walk in that stuff.
Yeah, she'd probably get a nosebleed. Ah, Elton John's been looking for those glasses.
Yeah. Why? What have I been asking about? I've been looking forward for this for a long time. You can sword fight at this club, but no politics is allowed. Creighton, Pennsylvania. All right. With their faces hidden behind hard black masks, two fighters stand a few feet apart and raise their swords. They step forward and clank the broad, dull. See, mine wouldn't be dull. All right, metal blades against each other repeatedly. One fighter strikes the other in the chest, and the fight is over. The crowd applauds. Bring back dueling. That's what this is. Now, I do have some issues with this. All right, this is inside a former Catholic church. All right, in East Pittsburgh. All right, under the 25-foot ceiling flanked by Gothic arch. All right, windows. Members of the Pittsburgh Sword Fighters Club and school gather. I don't think you need to be, you know, in a
The problem is every so often, and this is one that isn't reported by the press. Two of those guys will get into the what you call it. They won't be wearing the masks, and they'll say there can be only one in set two.
there will be. Look, I think dueling should be something that's brought back. I'm not exaggerating it. Right now, do I think that we
Yeah,
need to duel
yeah,
with pistols? No,
yeah.
I do think we need to duel with swords, but I do think that dueling should be allowed back in the country. I
No,
really, really do.
I think dueling should be brought back. Yeah, but it should be up to the person who's being challenged to pick the weapon. I mean, if you challenge me to a duel, fair enough. Yeah, what is your choice of weapon? And I'd say intercontinental ballistic missile.
No, you do not get ICBMs. That is not a choice
Yeah.
of a weapon. If you want to challenge me to a duel, I have the option of taking it or not. That's the thing. But I really wish that we'd bring back dueling. So final
No,
final
no, no,
final
no.
two
That's
stories
that
of the
is a
day.
traditional. Oh, that is a traditional way of setting up a duel. You challenge somebody to a duel. They're the person challenged. They get choice of weapons. There's an Irish comedian, Dave Allen, did this sketch. This guy, Regency period, insulted him, kept insulting him. And his mate says, "Don't challenge him. He's the best duelist in England." That's fair enough. So he spends a year, right, practicing with his dueling pistol until he can't miss anything. And he goes up to this guy, slaps him in the face, and says, "Yeah, you've offended my honour for the last time. I'm trying to get a duel." So this guy goes, "Fine, swords at dawn."
Exactly. That's the problem. No, I would not allow us. I don't believe in firearms for dueling. But I do believe
Oh,
in. I
the
do
thing
believe.
is, the firearms, the dueling pistols they used were deliberately made so they weren't accurate, right? You had to be a very good shot. And during the duel, it was agreed upon the strength of the the firing charge was agreed upon, so it could only give you a flesh wound, a bruise, or it could kill you. No, that was how it was done.
that is
Not
true.
all duels were to the death.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, lots of dueling swords. Yeah, sharp edges, but they would only give you a cut.
Well, and they would
Because
declare first blood, right?
because those swords were just used for first blood. They would only give you a cut. They couldn't cut deep.
Yeah. Final two stories of the day. Hawk swoops in the chicken coop and gets caught in the netting. a,
Oops.
a, a hungry hawk swooped toward a Connecticut homeowner's chicken coop and became stuck in the surrounding netting. All right. The New Canaan Police
So,
Department said Animal Control Officer Sean Godejohn, all right, responded to a home where a hawk had gotten stuck in the netting around the chicken coop. This is a wise individual, whoever the owner was, to not try and deal
yeah.
with this because hawks
Oh,
hawks
they're
are,
fucking
are
dangerous.
they are dangerous. Okay, I believe it or not, I had a hawk, all right, a fairly young one, swoop in on our when I used to have a small dog right before our dog got old and died,
Mm.
and missed. Okay,
Yeah, it probably wouldn't have missed, but
well,
obviously because the gravity lensing of your body, it thought the dog was there when it was over there.
no, no, it wasn't that it missed, but because of the angle it took, it hit the pool. We have a small pool in the background in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And because it hit the pool, all of its feathers were, of course, drenched and it couldn't get out of the pool. And I saw it. I luckily I saw it when it happened, right? And I say
Right.
that because if I didn't see it, I wouldn't have known to go into the pool to look for the animal, right? But I was terrified of how am I going to get this thing. So I got basically, one of those big long pool sweeper things, right?
Yeah,
With
the
your
pool net.
skimmers, yeah, and put it way out there to try and get this thing on there. And that thing initially it thought I was trying to hit it, so it kept trying to bite the pole, and I'm like, "Look, get on the damn thing so I can get you out of the way because I don't want you anywhere near my house anymore." Finally, it did hop onto it and realize, oh wait, I can get out of up on there, right? And I got it out of the pool, right? And then it climbed the palm tree in the backyard, and,
Yeah.
and
Right.
eventually dried out and flew away, right? But those things' claws. Well, the thing that amazed me was how big and those claws are the size of my fingers,
Right.
and they're sharp as all get out.
Have you ever seen a falconer?
Yes,
They wear a single leather glove, right?
right.
That glove is really thick leather.
Yeah. I can imagine so
It
because
has. It has to be.
I would agree, right? Because those things they're beautiful animals, all right.
They've evolved to quickly kill and catch and kill their prey,
Yes, right.
or at least injure it so much that it can't struggle.
Yes,
Because normally they go after other birds in flight.
but see, then this guy sit up there and goes on to a freaking. I'm going to give my freaking PETA freaking announcement. It's common for animals to get tangled in netting, said John. I've pulled birds and other animals out of soccer nettings and garden nettings. All right.
Oh,
He said
fuck
he
off!
was able to carefully lift the hawk out by its legs and cut it free from the netting. He said that the hawk was not injured and was safely released at the scene. All right, to come back and hunt the chickens again. If you have any
And
soccer
get
nets,
caught in the netting again.
I recommend you take them down when not in use. If you have fencing around your chicken coops that is a netting type of material, I would suggest you use metal chicken wire instead. Look, not against you, dude, but shut up. Okay?
No,
The,
the
the
metal
fact
chicken
that
wire is going to do the same job as netting, but the horse is going to see it and not go for it.
no, it won't. It'll still go for it and actually hurt itself. That's what
Why not just electrify the chicken wire?
that would just kill the hawk then, and the stupid
It's
chicken.
not going to come back.
Yeah, but the chickens aren't going to survive either.
Yeah, they are, because you're going to put another set of netting up inside the chicken coop to keep the chickens away from the electrified netting.
I see. So dual work for them.
Yeah,
You just want a big bug zapper.
yeah.
Final story. A plane was grounded for 4 days when 132 hamsters escaped on board.
See, it's TC, that fucking squirrel's getting his cousins to do his dirty work.
A plane was grounded for 4 days at a Portuguese airport when 132 hamsters escaped from the boxes in the cargo hold. The TAP Air Portugal flight from Lisbon to Ponta Delgado Airport featured a full contingent of passengers as well as hamsters, ferrets, and birds en route to a pet store. All right, the flight ended up grounded at the Ponta Delgado when the 132 hamsters were found to have escaped into the cargo hold. The officials said that the plane was kept at the airport for safety reasons, and the hamsters could pose a risk to the plane's electrical wires. They could pose a risk to the workers spent 4 days scouring the plane for the loose rodents, and the Airbus 320, this is an Airbus 320, finally returned to Lisbon on Sunday. Um, can I ask a question?
No.
This story, I mean, it's a cool story, but Did you notice they didn't say that they have recovered all the hamsters?
What do you think they're using for in-flight food?
Just figure this out. I don't think they got all the hamsters.
What do you think they're using for in-flight food?
Just I didn't.
Don't worry, sir. It's just chicken.
Those no, these are cracker pellets. Don't worry about it. Oh God.
Yes, the drumsticks are small, sir, but it's still just chicken.
Why does it look so cute and furry sitting in my hands? Hamsters are adorable creatures, right? But 132 of them escaping into a plane. I think you got to pull that entire plane apart.
You
I
know the
think you
best thing to
got
do with
to
hamsters?
because it's the only you're unless you account for each and every one of them, you will find a breeding pair on them somewhere, and you're going to have more hamsters that constantly
You know
roam around on flights.
You know what the best thing to do with hamsters is? You get 4 of them, right? You hog tie them with flexi ties, right? And then you use flexi ties to fasten them to each other so they're in a ball. And then you go to the tennis court.
Oh God! I don't think you use these in, in, in lieu of a rubber ball, dude. I don't think that's the way that.
Because of a tennis ball.
I don't think you should do that.
Or you get one, you put you put it in a white shell, right?
Uh-huh.
And you take it for a nice game of golf.
I don't think it works that way, dude. I really don't. I'm just putting it out. I just don't think it works that way. Anyway, that was the final story I have for the day. Hope that you all had a good day. Thanks for coming out. Thank you, SB, for being here. All right. Appreciate you.
Yeah, it's all right. You're still not going to say my name properly, are you? Because you're frightened of YouTube.
Oh, a furry bastard? I'm not afraid of you.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. It's just easier to say FB than it is furry bastard. Yeah. That's all.
Just call us bastard. Everybody else does.
Dude, I'm an American. What do you expect me to be like? I'm going to freaking shorten everything. Anyway, thanks for coming out, everybody.
Australian, so that.
Did y'all have a good day?
Go on. You fuck off. It's over.